Of course you do.
Right?
Yeah, you suck it anymore.
That's the worst. That's the worst right there. Smoking. And man, I had this experience when, you harvest a pound of weed and you only have one strain, and you smoke
Alright,
that pound
fellas,
of
we
weed
need this
for like 2
dub
months.
better
And you're
than
like,
a motherfucker.
I hate this shit. It's good weed. It's good weed. No taste, no high. So it's like, what are your options? Do you take a tolerance break? Or do you,
or
you
get
just quit smoking forever?
cultivars, get other cultivars and switch it up. Yeah, I went through that same thing where I had a huge harvest, all one cultivar. Made that mistake early on. That's all I had to smoke, and like you do get sick of it. Like it doesn't affect you as much as it normally would. You know what I mean? So you got to smoke more of it in order to actually feel something. So oftentimes, what people will do is take tolerance breaks. It kind of relates to you stop smoking that for a while. How long does a tolerance break really need to be, right? Some people do 1 week, some people do several weeks, some people do months, whatever, for a certain time period. But if you're taking a break, when you come back to that cultivar, you should actually
Yeah, that's what one would do. So prime example for anybody who has been incarcerated. I allegedly was when I was young, allegedly. And, they wouldn't let me out until I dropped clean. So I had to make sure, and it was lab test, so I had to make sure, allegedly, that PP was clean. And I was a little heavier set when I was younger, so I had to stay longer. And it turned out being 65 extra fucking days in there just to make sure I was clean. And I got out and I still had tiny trace elements of THC, but enough that they could just watch the levels. And I was stupid. Well, maybe still am. And I decided, you know what? I just got drug tested. They're not going to drug test me again for a while. So I'm going to go home and smoke. And I had a little bit of bud. And I figured I'm going to be fucking bombed out high, dude. When I go smoke this shit, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Nope, got just as high as normal. And it was good, don't get me wrong, but I think that everybody's body, everybody's endocannabinoid system is going to be different. And how one person may feel when they lose the amount of THC or cannabinoids in their body versus another may be different. I think maybe I smoked so fucking much that it just couldn't leave my body. Like I was smoking a lot, man, like constantly. And it was on probation, but it was more the fact that it was, they're checking the levels of THC and increasing my THC there. And it was so low, as a scientist, it wasn't bro science. I had such low THC in my body, one would assume I would have been just inebriated, but it didn't do it. It didn't give me that fucking much higher. As were my buddy, who was also locked up with me, allegedly. He was like handicapped afterwards. Like he's like, oh, dude, relax, bro. We smoked it one glass. Like, calm the fuck down. He was like, I'm so fucking high, dude. I'm so good. Ate so much food, like cry laughing. I was like, I'm like, what's wrong with me? So tolerance breaks I don't think always helps with everybody. I think it definitely depends on the individual. What works best for me is changing up when I'm consuming.
Well, the roof is closed, but as you can probably tell, the mouths of these Cowboy fans could not be more wide open. It is a frenzied AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction of the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with the New York Jets. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the 10. And able to get this out to the 25.
The longest is almost a week. And that was back when I was 20, yeah, I was 21, 22. And I thought I was going to join the RCMP. 23 maybe, so we're talking 12 plus years, 13 years ago, 14 years ago. And I thought I was going to join the police and try it real hard. I didn't get by the grades. I didn't qualify.
They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. A handoff to Barkley. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Barkley.
Good shit.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
There, sets him up better for 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Out of control. I think it was pretty close. Pretty close to that. That's a
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Almost got in there, though. Good block.
He is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Like during a probation, like I remember getting high before class, before school in high school, and like nothing replaces that high because you're high somewhere you're not supposed to.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. A give to Barkley out of the gun.
Good move.
Barkley a first down and more. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that a defense has done to that point. You break off one right there, and everything suddenly looks bad for you.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
I'll take a blood, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, I'll take a blood over here now. Yeah, it's like, so everybody's blood kits, everybody's going to be a little different in terms of protein and overall all the things. But taking that gig for some people is going to be long, but you're going to need a longer time. I think for a kid to grow again, I probably should have taken the weight. I remember this 13, but the reason I got off the second one, it did it to further acceptance, so that you stay good, that you longer and then it's well. But it was only good and I didn't try. It was a perfect, or it was like the play with me. So it's like, I feel like I have such a high low system that my breaks need to be really long.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. He finds an opening past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
When it comes to, I too, I get I'm a dad guy, I love my hands, but there is always a place in there for a flower.
And it's a change-up. It's a completely different turkey profile. It's
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
You're also
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining inside here in this first quarter.
But they've not only changing it up between concentrates and flour, I think the method of
Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
That's a whole other high. You know, it's a much different high. I feel like the ball is a touch in the face, but the pipe is more like a consistent, more even high from beginning to end.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. The give is to Jones. Oh, able to avoid him. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Here's Jones again on second down. And a short gain down to about the 33. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They'll try and run for Jones.
Got me.
Him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7
everybody
blockers
know
up
when
front.
you go. I'm
Hard
gonna
to
do
match
that.
with all that size and beef.
I'm going right back, motherfucker.
But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So they'll say no to the 50-yard field goal try. Instead, the offense out there, they're going for it. And that's caught by his tight end, Dalton Keene. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Now a first down carry by Jones.
Good run.
Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. 4 yards on the carry there, and we will get to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A give to Jones. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Throwing here, rush. Trying for it's intercepted. Picked up by
Good shit. Good shit. That hurt.
Back here just shy of the 20. Well, certainly not how he
good
wanted to
drive,
start his
too.
night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion.
Come on with them tackles, man.
One tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
This guy's nuts was cycler, hit their 18-inch version, and boy, when you watch this thing in action, it is incredible. Just watching him lay in the water, swirls.
On third down, Barkley. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Eluding the pressure right. Throw there incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Well, that was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
Damn,
And
good
he
shit.
will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
All right, we got to
Time to
get a hold of these motherfuckers.
Line here because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Running left, it's Barkley. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll try the right side here, Barkley. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Yeah, I mean, either the forced tolerance break or just choosing to have the tolerance break or being sick, there's so many different reasons for going on a tolerance break.
You kind of touch on you kind of touch on a good point there. I actually have quite a few points that
Come on, fellas.
Finding room to the 20. And did he get in? No, down at the 1-yard line. It's a big play that time by the Jets.
I can't help but laugh. And the only reason is anytime the backup
Damn, that
pick
pick
like
killed
that,
us.
he's going to be hard to deal with in film. Wanting to know why he's not getting starters carries.
That's what he's thinking. Great carry there.
I'd be anxious. I'd be nervous. I wouldn't be focused. So
Come on, dude.
The idea of taking a tolerance break should not be taken lightly. As someone who uses cannabis as a medication, imagine if a cancer patient said, "No, I'm going to put more than no, thank you. I got enough." It's slightly different example. But what if somebody needed some kind of
Push me right out the way. Good shit.
Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Jets will extend their lead. So, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, they looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4 fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
And no return on this one. It's a fair catch, a signal for and taken.
Taking a time break for me.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
Oh, motherfucker.
But he also official told him, let's put it in the
Damn.
end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Yeah, well, like, to touch on Chris's point about laziness and cannabis, I feel like there's a reality to it. I know a lot of motherfuckers doing fun.
To throw his rush.
And then they make me go back. I'm like, dude, you're lazy.
He's going.
Damn, I fucked up.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Oh, my goodness.
Picked off by Nate Hobbs.
It's terrible, fellas.
Return will get him all the way down to the 35.
Yeah.
And Charles,
We might have blew
like
this
sometimes when
game.
you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
Now a throw here to his running back. Carter 6 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
It may not be the best thing also just happens in that because it is on that point. You don't have to get stoned to consume cannabis every time. That's
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
The word overdose doesn't mean you're going to fucking die in the hospital. It's people overdose.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. He'll get this complete to the running back, Hubbard. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
But then my friends would see that, and they'd be like, oh, I gotta do that.
Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Got a man, that's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Anthony Schwartz.
That might be the game, fellas.
And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their
Score
lead.
right now.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and it's now 21-0. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't
What the fuck? That ain't who I threw it to, but I'll take it. God damn.
Get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
Circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that.
Oh, bruh. Come on now.
That time as that one falls to the ground. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach. And let's face it, this season certainly has not gone the way many had expected or at least hoped. And I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier this week.
Yeah, we certainly did, didn't we? Because, let's face it, he's heard the whispers, and they're going louder that he shouldn't be around next year. He essentially stormed out of that meeting you just referenced with the reporters. How did he end it? We're done here. Well, that's a function of losing.
Ooh, I'm about to get fired.
You hear about pressure creating diamonds?
That's crazy.
In this case, it's bursting the pipes of the coach.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
That's crazy, man. Easy ass fucking
This offense
fast.
converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. And that'll be caught by the tight end, Keene. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
That is a thing with cannabis as well.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Back to throw, Rush. This one swung out here to Jones. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 23. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the 1st half.
Like we do, you know what I'm saying? So you could get almost just as high off just that little bit because you're letting your body absorb it more. You're sitting back and you're chewing it. Oh, okay, I'm stoned. But instead, most of us be macro. We pound it back. I roll up 2 blunts, 3, 4 blunts, and I'm like, where's some more? Oh, you know, who knows? Maybe if I smoke one and set it down and sink in and start doing something else, maybe I'll feel damn, just as high. I already capped off my stone.
Rush.
I do believe there is some validity to it, but you answered it.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
Catching hold on this shit.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash.
Scraping the shit out of your bong and your pipe and gathering all your
We can drive, we just can't finish.
Right through. And that will do it for this 1st half. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach.
I believe that.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And we will not have a run back here as the 2nd half starts with a touchback.
I don't think so. I do believe we have offense right there. You know, it's like we do mushrooms, allegedly, organics here and there. It's just like throughout the night.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect 2nd half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
But the fact that I like to smoke, I never get to that point.
Here's Rush to throw. Well, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Oh, hell no. Good game. That's a fucking wrap.
This one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
And he pushed it right. It's no good. So they throw the pick 6 and another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there, it's almost like they're on the bike after falling. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here.
It says, let me read this. To take a It says it here on the article to take a tolerance break, stop consuming cannabis for
Now rush.
Research demonstrates that CD1
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another first down.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Digital audience. So if you want to join the conversation, come to twitch.tv.
Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They'll look to throw again. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it'll make it 2nd down. Inside 4 minutes to go. 3rd quarter. On 2nd down, it's Jones. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ronald Jones, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Cowboys cut into that lead. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage partners. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
And now a timeout's going to be called here. I think it was by the defense. It was. And that's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 2nd half. The Cowboys offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
Ooh, oh, God damn. Look at that shit. That used to be us, fellas.
Boy, we've had some great running backs in the NFL the last decade or so. As Saquon Barkley might be among the smoothest of them all. What a heck of a run right there.
And that's why he's one of the best running backs in the game today, because this run combined all the elements. He started with patience, and he was just waiting for the right lane to materialize. Then once he saw it, he used his speed and escapability in tandem and turned this into a tremendous play.
Well, we got weed,
Next
though.
one by Blankenship is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23.
Single arm tricep extension.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for the first time tonight, it's an interception
And you don't want to make the tackle. Good game. I'm throwing the towel in.
That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Look at that.
The quick slant caught, and he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Jets capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Blankenship out for the point after. And the lead is now an even 30.
30-point lead. Ugh.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
Wow, don't tune in now, motherfucker. This shit over with.
It'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
Our QB ain't feeling us.
Offense here set to begin the drive. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
We ain't got no momentum. Fuck around and fumble the ball next.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And now here's a carry heading left. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Keep it on the ground.
Back to throw.
Sight.
Rush. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Sitting down and extending way too high. If I sit down, basically this high.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Working tricep, the same way you would do close grip benches.
They'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's a 2nd down. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Bad shit, fellas. Bad shit.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And my goodness,
that's crazy.
Another interception.
And we got to take that dude out the game,
Charles,
man.
whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches
why we
between
don't
the
throw.
ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And incomplete.
You ain't even try for the rock. God damn,
Look at the
man.
scoreboard. You'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. He'll look to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The offense on third down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at third and a few inches. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Cowboys are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rush. And that one complete to Keene, the tight end. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Exercises you can't do without. Think about it. You do the free throw, you always got to think of, Arnold, Livestock, best of the best.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rush. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. He's down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, the give to Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Rush. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Back to throw. Rush. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 33.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
A run with Jones on first down, not going to yield much. A yard tops. Second down coming up.
32-yard line. 1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
Picked off near the 32. And the
That's crazy.
stops at the 39
Cut this broadcast.
CD, this defense, at this rate,
And normally with this type of